And we kick off this news edition with news coming in from the United States as Democrats and Republicans have reached an agreement in principle on a spending bill to avert another U.S. government shutdown. This comes after border security talks between the rival lawmakers were halted over Democrats' proposal to limit the border security forces funds. Democrats had proposed a reduction in number beds at the detention facilities run by the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement. Remember, Trump had agreed to open the government for 3 weeks until 15 February so that both Democrats and Republicans could reach an agreement on the border wall funding. Trump had imposed a shutdown after the Democrat-controlled Congress refused his demand of $5.7 billion to build the wall. It was very likely that Trump would have imposed a second shutdown after February 15th. And now let's bring you a live speech of Donald Trump coming in from El Paso. And remember, this is his first rally after an acrimonious debate over the funding of the wall.
We have a lot of them. You're ready, and they're terrific, and they've been with us all the way. Pete Olson. Pete. Thanks, Pete. Thank you, Pete. Michael Burgess. Thanks, Michael. John Carter. Brian Babin. And Randy Weber. Thank you very much. We are in the midst of an economic miracle. That's what's happened. You look all over the world and you study and you see what's going on. You can look at China. We have a team right now in China. They want to make a deal very badly. Those tariffs are costing them a lot of money, and they're going into our treasury. Remember that. We're filling up with billions of dollars. And did you see I haven't been here very long, the trade deficit really went down very big this last month. And people are saying, whoa, I told you so. That's what I do. That's what I do. And we don't want China to have a hard time. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I can only tell you this. We're going to make great deals on trade. We're going to make great deals on military. When we defend another nation that's rich, they have to help us out. Do we agree? They have to help us out. And they're doing it. They're doing it. You saw South Korea. They were paying us $500 million a year. I say, you got to do more. You got to do more. Anyway, now they're up to almost $900 million. That was like on 2 phone calls. I said, why didn't they do this before? They said, nobody ever asked. Nobody asked. You pick up almost $500 million a year. Nobody has. We're defending rich countries. They've got to help us out, folks. They got to help us out. Sorry. And you know what? They're going to like us more. And maybe more importantly, they're going to respect us. Since the election, we have created 5.3 million new jobs, including more than 500,000 new manufacturing jobs. Remember, manufacturing was dead. They said manufacturing was dead. Previous administration, you'll never have it. You need the magic wand. That's what they said. We found the magic wand. And by the way, those numbers are small compared to what's happening, compared to all of the companies that are moving in. The unemployment. Thank you very much. The unemployment rates for African Americans, Hispanic Americans, and Asian Americans have reached the lowest level in the history of our country. Okay, thank you. Thank you. You all right? Everything okay? Please? Okay, thank you. Thank you. And women have filled almost 60% of the new jobs created last year, which were a record number. We passed massive tax cuts for working families, and we canceled a record number of job-killing regulations. That's why your oil and gas is coming back. We eliminated the Obamacare individual mandate. And to give critically ill patients access to life-saving treatments, we did something that they haven't been able to do for a long time. We passed Right to Try. Right to Try. That's an incredible thing, Right to Try. You know, we have the greatest doctors and research in the world. And if somebody was terminally ill, they travel to Asia, they travel to Europe, they travel all over the world if they had the money. If they didn't have the money, they'd just go home. There was nothing they could do. And I said, wait a minute, we have drugs in the pipeline that are showing tremendous progress. If somebody is terminally ill, let's let them have access to our drugs. Let's let them have access. And it's much tougher than you would think, but we got it. And people, you will not understand, nobody understand the life-saving effects. It's incredible what's going on. They are getting better. People are getting better that were thinking they were going to die. It's Right to Try. I love it. I always wondered why we didn't do it before. Now, the people in Texas won't care much about this, but the United States is now the #1 producer of oil and natural gas on Earth. I didn't think you'd care about that. I didn't think Texas would care about that. And listen to this. And Texas oil production is now at the highest level it's ever been. And only for the great oil professionals in the room, we're getting those pipelines approved so fast, you'll be able to practically double up on oil production, oil and gas. They're getting approved at record levels and record time. That means more money, more security, and more independence for our country. It's very simple. Another one they said could never get passed. They've been trying to do it for 40 years. We passed VA choice, Veterans Choice. So that now, rather than waiting online for 5 days, for 9 days, for 3 weeks,
that's U.S. President Donald Trump addressing a rally in El Paso. And it is his first since an acrimonious debate over the funding of the wall shutdown government, and this comes as the negotiations in Washington to head off another shutdown have taken place. And as we just heard, Donald Trump started off his speech by tom-tomming about the trade war and the trade deficit that has went down last month.
Where do these people come from?
He also cautioned China, stating that the United States is all set to make great deals on military and trade with China. Also spoke about South Korea, which was paying them around $500 million earlier. But of course, the trade deficit with even South Korea has been covered, according to him. He also tom-tommed about generating close to 5.3 million jobs, 60% of which, according to Donald Trump, have been occupied by women. He also spoken about oil and gas coming back, and that he's eliminated the Obamacare individual mandate by giving critically ill patients access to some life-saving treatment. And finally, he's come down to speaking about the Texas oil production. It's important to note that the president's choice of keeping the rally in El Paso is to make his argument curious on several grounds. El Paso's also been the place for violent crime caused due to immigration. And let's not forget that this rally is almost a foretaste of the 2020 campaign, where he's addressing almost 6,000 supporters. And it will be at this rally that he will be talking about the US-Mexico wall issue.